faith is a strange faith, a very strange faith. I remember I like talking in silence. Achana naye. Bwana asifiwe. I don't know, I was still a young man. Very strong, energetic. But we were praying seriously and honestly. You understand what that means, eh? Honestly. We were praying honestly, seriously. And we meant what we prayed. We didn't joke about. Like some people joke. We never joked with prayer. When it was time to pray, we prayed. We prayed seriously. With all your might, with all your strength, with all your power, with all that you have. We prayed seriously. And Brother Lucas is a witness, Brother Edward is a witness. Because we were together. We grew together in those prayers. And I've said we had a fellowship in Embakasi, which we call the Embakasi Fellowship. And in the process of prayer, in the 80s, early 80s, that's when that fellowship began. And then it went on until God said, now it's time for you to disperse. And then we dispersed. But we still communicate. Those people who are there still communicate. Bwana asifiwe. Amen. During that time, I remember it was around 88, around there. That's when the Lord spoke to me in a vision in the night. And he said to me, I want you to train me soldiers. Nasikiaje hiyo? Do you have soldiers here? Yes. Wonderful. So he said to me, I want you to train me soldiers. And then I took it like that, simply like that. I want you to train me soldiers. Then later on, he spoke to me again and said, you will start a ministry in the name of Anytime Gospel Mission. That was in 88, around there. How many of you were born? Don't lift up your hand. Bwana asifiwe. Then it went on like that. So maybe I thought we would start it with the Embakasi Fellowship. And I talked to the leader of the fellowship, whom we had appointed as our leader, but he was very much against it. He was very much against it. And at that time, there were people who were willing to cover us. You know, they were willing to cover us. In fact, some had approached us, some of us, and said, just start a church, we shall cover you. You fit a church. But the one we had appointed a leader to us was against it. Bwana asifiwe. Amen. Okay. For those few who are willing me to continue, let me continue. Now, so it looked like the vision had died. It looked like the vision had died. Then we went on. I got married. That was in 1996. That's when I got married. So I got married in 1996. Then I thought, now we shall continue in the ministry I was, in the church I was, we shall continue. But a strife rose in that church. And that's a long story for me to tell. Then the strife made me feel like leaving the church, because I would see the pastor just attacking me from the pulpit. Because when I did my wedding, I cooperated. There are some things you have to cooperate with other people who are not of your form. wale ambao si wazizi lako, you have to communicate, to cooperate with them. Bwana asifiwe. Like there's somebody tagging Brother Tom to be the chairman to his wedding committee, and this Tom is not a member of that church. See, so we are just cooperating, and Tom is willing to do it, willful, peaceful. So we cooperate, right? So I cooperated with the people, a denomination he considered as his enemies. So he could attack me on the pulpit, and I felt like So I opted out. I told you where I wanted to go. I wanted to go to Redeemed Gospel Church, nipotelee in that sea of people. That time Redeemed, watu walikuwa nafurika. So I wanted to get lost in that sea of people. Mtu asinijue, asijue naweza kufanya nini, I didn't want anybody to know. I didn't want to be a minister of the gospel. I didn't want. I wanted just to be a good church goer. Hallelujah. Amen. That's what I wanted. Because I ministered. In fact, this pastor attacking me was unwarranted. Because I had ministered in that church. Kanisa lilikuwa na tabia mbaya, I tell you. Lilikuwa na tabia mbaya sana. Tabia ya kuchimba udongo na vidole. Najua udongo wa Nairobi umechanganyika, umechafuka. Natoa vitu hapo na makaratasi, mnasema mtu alikuwa anaroga kanisa. Hiyo ilikuwa tabia iko ndani ya watu, you know. Then I stood up to teach. I never attacked a prophet. I taught. How do you know a true prophet? That's what I taught. And then they disqualified themselves. I didn't disqualify anybody. I just taught the word. They disqualified themselves. Bwana asifiwe. So hiyo tabia ikakoma. Kanisa likaingia order. Now, when I was on my way out, it's a long story. When I was on my way out, another bishop rose up. Akasema na nataka kuanzia kanisa. And then somebody told him, this man is leaving this church. He can help you. And then they pestered me. Then we started, okay. We started the church. But along the way again, we could not agree. So we parted ways. I remember when I was almost going to redeem, a voice spoke to me and said, start a church now. Simply like that, start a church now. I didn't have people. I didn't say, tuanze kanisa now. I didn't have them. So I was here with my wife. Start a church now. Nikashindwa now, how do I start a church? Then I asked God, are you the one speaking? And he said again, start a church now. So I talked to a brother. As brother, everyone remember, Tom knows, some of you know him. And I talked to him and his wife. We started. So 2 families. Nasikiaje? Radical faith, eh? Radical faith. You are stepping into the Red Sea. Before the water parts, I tell you. It is not a joke, my good friends. When you hear of radical faith, it is not a joke. You take a step where there is no hope. Hopeless, taking a step. A hopeful step. And there is hopelessness. Then that's how this church began. Then from 4 people, which are 2 families, started expanding. People started coming. We never conducted a crusade. We didn't go for a crusade. But people just started coming. They just started coming. They just started joining us. And they joined and they joined. And I tell you, within a span of 1 year, we have grown from 2 people, from 4 families, to quite a number of people. I'm poor at keeping numerical records. Bwana asifiwe. Amen. That was born, and I want to tell you, this ministry was born out of that radical faith, stepping out where there is no hope. Bwana asifiwe.
Amen.
Just stepping out. Why am I giving this testimony? The week that ended yesterday, I have had a burden for this church, heavier than it has ever been. A burden, I tell you. And if I prayed for this church, the week I prayed seriously for this church, because there are things I'm seeing that are attacking the church. Bwana asifiwe.
Amen.
Mungu akikupa macho. Siku nyingine nilikuwa naongea na Lina akaniuliza, "Na hii vitu ulijuaje?" Nikamwambia, I'm the pastor of the church. So whatever happens, I'm aware. Hata ukifanya kisiri, I'm aware. Wakati mnasumbuana hapa kwa praise and worship, I know. When the hearts are not together, I know. When there are people who have come here to fight others, I know. But the problem with me, I don't speak. I keep it in my heart and go to pray. Bwana asifiwe.
Amen.
Bwana asifiwe.
Amen.
So I know a lot of things. I know a lot. I know a lot. Bwana asifiwe.
Amen.
Wakati umekuja hapa, unajua kuna wengine wanakuja kusimama hapa just to fight others. I know. And I know by the name. And I can mention the name. Bwana asifiwe. So, Elina akaniuliza, how did you know? Nikamwambia, I know. Na si ulikuwa huko nyuma, ulijuaje? Nikamwambia, anything that is happening within those four corners, I know. I'm aware. I'm connected. Bwana asifiwe.
Amen.
Bwana asifiwe.
Amen.
Now, I prayed, and the question I was asking God is this: God, I acted on your word. You said to me, start the church. I acted on your word. Now, God, tell me, why this? Can I tell you? Would you like to hear this testimony?
Yes.
Somebody called Igino came. God, unajua Igino. He came to this church. He came. Mimi si kwenda kwa mkutano wa Igino alipokuwa hapa Nairobi. Si kwenda. Nilimwona tu kwa TV. Maana nilijua huko watu watafurika hata siwezi karibia. So hata niangalie tu kwa TV. Bwana asifiwe. He's a minister of the gospel, a servant of God, very good servant of God, whom we like. I like him. Bwana asifiwe. And I like him by the fact that he's an African. I like him. Na tunapenda tu wazungu, si ndio? Mzungu akija hapa na ubiri, mzungu alikuwa kanisani kwetu. Alisema. So again came this church. I had questioned God. And when he came to this church, he said some words. A statement. He just made a statement. And that statement in my heart, it meant a lot. Bwana asifiwe.
Amen.
Bwana asifiwe.
Amen.
Na sitakwambia hiyo statement. I can see expectant faces. She's sneering at me. Bwana asifiwe. All right, these expectant faces, let me satisfy your appetite. This is what the Gilna said. Gilna said, the Lord is saying that this church is going far. Just that, and he repeated those words severally. He repeated those words. This church is going far. It is going far. It is going far. So, my dear brothers, all this is born out of that radical faith that was taken. Now, if you want things to happen differently, we have to take a radical faith and a radical step.
Amen.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready to take that step?
Yes.
See, hamtatuachia mimi na Tom na Tony. You know, when it comes to now, we want to take a step of faith. Some people will stand aloof. Let's see what will happen. Tukiona wanafaulu ndio tutawajui. Na wengine wataanza kupigana ifei. Wengine wataanza kuomba ifei. Na ilani kwa jina la Yesu ifei. The spear of soul. Wanarusha spear. Faith. Now, when the disciples of Jesus were in the upper room, there's one word that is said there. They were in one accord. One accord. Asi wanaona Israeli walichewa pale kwa Red Sea kidogo wakinomonika. So they were not in one accord. Maybe their miracle would have been greater than it was. Maybe God would have given them power to walk over the water. But because they were not in one accord, God had to give them a dry land. Because kwa maji wangezama. Na Mungu amepurpose kuwaokoa. So kwa maji wangefanya nini? Wangezama. So Mungu akasema, okay, let me now open the Red Sea. Because I am purpose to save you, though you are not in one accord. Bwana asifiwe. For this radical faith to take place, we must be in one accord. Imani ngapi? Imani ngapi? Moja. When we say we want to pray, we should go to prayer in one accord. Imani moja. Bila kufanya nini? Bila kuchimbana, bila kusukumana, bila kulaumiana. That's what God wants in us. Bwana asifiwe.
Amen.
So these things that are being spoken to us, they may look like a story to somebody else. But in the real sense, there are some cases where God will go ahead and do things for you. But in some cases, He waits for you to do something. When you do something, He energizes it. Now listen, do you feel good in this church? Talking to rocks. Do you feel good in this church? Do you feel the flow of the Spirit of God?
Yes.
Can I tell you something? When we began the church, we didn't feel anything. We didn't feel the anointing we are feeling today. Mama John is there. Did you feel it? The mighty move of the Spirit of God, the way He's moving here. We didn't feel it, my good friends. But the power came along the way. As we proceeded, then God looked at us and so these people have obeyed my word.
Amen.
Then He brought His power.
Amen.
Bwana asifiwe.
Amen.
So let us mean business in what we plan to do. I have told you again and again, and I want to repeat. When we make a decision, for example, we make a decision, we want to fast and pray. God is our witness. He's here and He's hearing what we are saying. So He is our witness. When we falter, when we don't do what He says, what we say, when we don't do what we say, then we call Him a liar. Bwana asifiwe.
Amen.
Najua hata mimi nione ufunuo nimepata sahihi. When we don't do what we say, we call Him a liar. God is waiting for you to take a step step of faith into the Red Sea. Then along the way, ukisoma kitabu cha Iziti Joshua, utakuta kwamba wale makuhani walipobeba sanduku la agano, what did they do? They stepped in the water ya River Jordan, na sanduku wamebeba. Walipoingia into the river, then a miracle happened. The water parted and ikawa dry land. Bwana asifiwe.
Amen.
So God is saying something to us, good brothers and sisters. God is saying something to us. He is looking for our faith. I was praying and telling God, God, I acted on your word. No wonder this church, unajua kuna wengi wametafuta kumaliza hii kanisa kabisa, imalizike ishe. Wengine hata wameenda kwa waganga hii kanisa isabaratike ishe. It's not today, it's not yesterday. It has been done for years. But God still energizes it because it was started on His command. Bwana asifiwe. And whoever stands against it, that person is killing himself or herself and his family. Bwana asifiwe. That's what happens. Whoever stands against what God has established, when God established Israel, despite their weakness, what happened? God defended them. Despite their weakness, they had so many sins, they made other gods, but despite those weaknesses, God still defended them, and He finished all the tribes that rose up against Israel. Bwana asifiwe.
Amen.
Bwana apewe sifa.
Amen.
Because we took a radical step, the radical faith, to obey God's word. Bwana asifiwe. Bwana apewe sifa. Amen. Ushuhuda umeisha. So are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. If you are ready, you are yet to see when we declare. The day we shall declare. Now we are moving forward. Want ABCD to happen. How many of you are ready to contribute 100,000? All right. That's very good. By faith.
Amen.
We have 100,000.
Amen.
What else is good?
Amen.
Now you see, he was telling me something. He was telling me something that somebody took a radical step of faith. Went to the bank, borrowed 1 million. 1 million. Akaita a very big meeting in town. Kahaya big hall in town. Katangaza kwa Hope FM that we have a big meeting. The sick will be prayed for, they'll be healed. The lame will walk, the dumb will speak, the deaf will hear. The man had never prayed for even one dumb man to speak. and then when he invited preachers, some preachers came, he gave them a kickback of 5,000 each wakipaasha. Hiyo milioni inaenda tu hivi. Mtu amekopa kwa bagi, imagine. That was a strange faith, all right? And from there, from nowhere, the man is very rich. You know? Uliniangalia uso. Uliniangalia uso. Did I look like I was receiving? That is the strange part with me. When you say things, I look like I'm not receiving anything. So if you look at my face, you'll be discouraged. When actually I'm receiving everything, that faith, I listened to that faith and nikasema, wow, that is a strange faith. A strange faith. Then from nowhere, one was a pauper, borrowed back but 1 million. Now he's very rich, driving some of the most expensive cars in Nairobi.
Amen.
Are you ready, boys and girls?
Yes.
So when it is declared, take a step of faith.
Amen.
God bless you.
Amen.